I hope everyone is doing great today. This is Mike Bitter, and I own Affordable Social Media, and I am going to be presenting tips and tricks to using LinkedIn and the power of the inbox. Because as most of you know who have been to my presentations before, I believe in connecting email marketing with social media. What we found is that's where businesses are making most of their money or that's how we're making money for businesses is through email marketing. And I'll talk a little bit more about that here in a little bit. Would you do me a favor? If you can hear me okay, would you raise your hand? And so I know that everything is working fine. And it is, thank you, Caitlin. It is great to see everybody this morning. We have people from Oklahoma, North Dakota, Colorado, California. Wow, it is just great. Thanks, Shelley. I appreciate it. Thanks for letting me know that everything's working on the audio. And let's get going. This is me, Mike Bitter. I teach social media classes. I volunteer at SCORE. That's the Service Corps of Retired Executives. It's a great place if you're a business that's just starting out. It's a great place to go and get help, get a mentor, get some free information. I also volunteer with the military. No, I don't carry a gun or wear combat boots or anything like that. But what I do is I help transitioning military people in two ways. One is I help teach the Small Business Administration's Boots to Business program, where military people who are becoming a civilian may want to open their own business. I teach the marketing part of that. And I also teach military people how to use social media to market themselves. Most of them have never had to look for a job before. And if you're military, you know what I mean, and you know what I'm talking about. And so what I do is I teach them how to use social media to market themselves and actually get people to find them. And that's what I like to do with LinkedIn. And that's what I have found to be one of the most useful things on LinkedIn is setting yourself up so other people can find you. And down at the bottom, I own Affordable Social Media. Um, that it's kind of weird the way when I put up this list of what Mike Bitter does, I didn't even realize I put me as being owner as the very last thing. I am the founder, one of the founders of Affordable Social Media. We're a 9-year-old company, and if you think back 9 years ago, social media was just coming out. And so we have been on the edge of watching social media grow, watching social media mature. So we have a deep understanding of where social media has been, how to market in social media, and some ideas on where it's going to go. If you want to get in touch with me, you can send me an email, mike@asmomaha.com. I'm on Facebook, Twitter. Of course, I'm on LinkedIn. Connect with me. I'm going to show you how to connect this morning also. And so connect with me. Feel free to. When you connect with people on LinkedIn, that gives you access to their connections also. And I usually connect with people that I have some sort of a relationship with. And that's kind of the way that LinkedIn is set up, is it wants you to have some kind of a relationship with people. Okay, Constant Contact does sponsor a lot of what I'm doing. And so I wanted to tell you a little bit about Constant Contact. I noticed a lot of people that are on the line today have Constant Contact. And as you know, Constant Contact is known for their email marketing. And they will offer a 60-day free trial. I'll tell you how to get that a little bit later on if that's something that you want to do. If you have events and you need people to RSVP or collect money online, EventSpot is a great way of doing that. Social campaigns and Save Local, those have been tied together within Constant Contact, and it's another way of requesting email addresses to go into your email database. Save Local is very similar to Groupon, but it doesn't cost as much as Groupon, and you can offer people discounts and things just like Groupon does and sell it to them. And Single Platform is a company that Constant Contact has partnered with, and what they will do is they will give you huge internet visibility. I'm not sure how they do that, but Single Platform, it's about $400 or $500 a year. You get found by millions online, and from what I understand, it works. Online survey is a great way to find out how you're doing with your clients and with your prospects. What do they think of your services? I have also used online survey for an online form. I don't know if you've ever gotten in a position where you've needed an online form, but I have. So I I've turned some of my surveys into forms. Okay, these are our objectives for today. I have a huge list, so we're going to be moving kind of quickly. Initially, we're going to talk about LinkedIn. We're going to talk a little bit more about connecting. If it looks like there's some holes, it could be because, or it is going to be because I showed you things in simple steps, in my simple steps to using LinkedIn. So I'm assuming that you've seen that, or that, if you see holes, you can go back and go back through simple steps and kind of fill in those holes. Simple steps to using email marketing was setting yourself up in LinkedIn, and then there's some things that you can do to get people to notice you. Using your connections. Now that you have connections, what do you do? What do you do with them? I'm going to show you some things there. We're going to touch on company pages. I'm going to show you how to get to setting up a company page, but I'm not going to go real in depth with setting up your company page. I am putting together a program, a LinkedIn program, that I spend an hour talking nothing more than on company pages. That's how much information there is. I'm going to show you how to set up a company page, and then I'm going to show you how to prospect into companies that you may want to do business with, or that you may want to present your products and services. Again, it's about success. It's about you being successful and prospecting and building your business, growing your business. We're going to talk a little bit about groups, using groups to promote yourself, some of the do's and don'ts of marketing through social media. There's not a list, but as I go through talking about social media and LinkedIn, I will say, don't do this or do that. And then we're going to talk about melding email and social media together. I am a huge proponent of email marketing, and so what I also like to show you is how to tie social with email. Also, this week, for the rest of this week, we are in the middle of our Whistle Stop tour, our social media Whistle Stop tour, and we are doing 2 presentations every day, 2 webinars every day, and on Saturday we're going to do 4. We're also doing a social media seminar on Thursday, and one on Friday. We're going to be at the Empowerment Breakfast in Omaha. So if you're coming to that, I will be there. But if you want to find out about my presentations, just go to www.asmomaha.com, click on my calendar, and when you scroll down, you'll see the presentations that I have upcoming. So there's a lot of them. The intent is to get you ready for social media marketing for 2016. Okay, LinkedIn, the unknown gold mine. You hear me talking about this. This is a gold mine of information, a gold mine of connecting. It's a gold mine of LinkedIn connecting you with other people. And they do that. But the first thing you need to know, I covered setting up your profile in simple steps. So I'm going to go through this kind of quickly. I also have a webinar and a seminar that I give. It's called Building a Killer LinkedIn Profile. That will be part of the LinkedIn program that I'm putting together because profiles are very important. That's where everything starts. And when these are the 5 best practices for putting your profile together. If you follow these, you're going to have an incredible internet visibility. Biggest thing, make sure you use correct grammar and spelling. There's nothing worse than reading through someone's profile and seeing it full of grammar and spelling errors. Make sure your profile speaks to your audience. You may want to have somebody read through your profile, your summary, and your experience, and have them tell you what your profile said to them. Profile picture, it's a reflection of the position you're searching for, or it's a reflection of who you are and your business. When people see your picture, a picture's worth 1,000 words. So I saw a really good picture yesterday with somebody who was online, and I kind of brought that out. Use 3 to 5 keywords. This is trick number 1. 3 to 5 keywords. Use them in your profile, keywords that your audience would use to find you. What LinkedIn will do is LinkedIn will use those keywords to connect you with other people who who are looking for your product or service, or maybe have a similar interest as you do. So make sure you have those 3 to 5 keywords. If you use nothing else in these best practices, make sure those 3 to 5 keywords are peppered throughout your summary and your experience. Check your dates on your experience, because what LinkedIn will do, your dates, locations, the jobs that you had, what LinkedIn will do is connect you with people that have either been where you've been, have gone to school where you've gone to school, have worked at the same business. LinkedIn will connect you. If you use these 5 best practices, what we found, these work. Okay, and with the LinkedIn profile, when everything's in place, your internet visibility just explodes. Also, so does the number of people who will see your profile. And this is what it's about. It's about your profile. It's about people seeing your profile. One of the questions that I had is, how do you tie your personal to your business? You do it through your profile, your summary and your experience. Those 3 to 5 keywords should point people to the company that you work for, your product, your service. It should tie you together with it. Also, if you have a company page, you may want to put your company page URL into your profile and your summary, so people can click on it and get to your company page also. Tip number 2, stay active, build relationships. You do that mostly through posting. This is what your LinkedIn page will look like when you first open it up. This is your home page, and what you want to do is click on Share and Update. This is where you're going to share things. This is where you're going to build relationships. And relationships in social are built upon sharing information that you have. You have information that other people don't have access to, or they don't know exists, because you're the expert in your field. All you're doing is sharing it with people. If I go up to the top, see where it says 54? I had 54 views on an update, Simple Steps to Using LinkedIn and the Power of the Inbox. That was my presentation yesterday. In the last 14 hours, I've had 54 views. That's 54 people that normally probably wouldn't have been to my profile or seen any of my products. So even though it's not 540 or 5,400, that's 54 people who saw one of my products. And if I take, just say 50 people times 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, that's 250 people that have seen your profile, have seen what you've posted in that week. And it's just a great way to get out to people. In the past 3 days, I've had 5 separate people view my profile. So that's not bad. For me, that's kind of picked up because I have so many social sites that I'm keeping up with that sometimes I fall behind on this. So this is where you share an update. Click on share an update, and this is where you'll put information. You build relationships by sharing things with people. And one of the questions that I have a lot is, so what do I share? And sometimes we really don't know, but it's like with business people, I can sit down and have a discussion with them, and they'll talk to me for 15, 20 minutes about their business and what they do and how good they are at their business. And then I'll say, okay, let's put it into words, what you just said, so we can put it into your social network. And then they're really not sure what to say. So one of the things that I share with people is if you're reading an article that you really like, even if it's a personal article, and especially if it's online, copy the URL and post it in Share an Update in this area on right underneath your picture. Share it, share that with people, because what will happen is other people who are interested in the same thing you are will be attracted to you. And what's better than working with people who like the same things you do? So that's what we're trying to do in LinkedIn. Okay, Google Alerts. Google Alerts, if you want to find out about them, just go out and Google Alerts. And what Google Alerts are is you monitor the web for interesting new content. Now, the way Google Alerts work differently than Google is Google Alerts will bring up, whenever you put in a keyword in that white triangle, the search box, whenever you put in a keyword, it will go out and find the most Googled stories based on that keyword. So, okay, I hope you don't mind, Caitlin, but I am going to put in unique digital, and let's do a search, and let's see what comes up from there. Unique digital. Digital lottery for Hamilton goes haywire. Brisbane gets the first digital dinosaur zoo. Starbucks. So you kind of see what happens when I put in a keyword. Let's try something else. Let's try social media advances. And we go down. Here's what 5 experts are predicting for social media. The day the West Indies superstar made a pass at me. So this is the most Googled information. And if you don't know what to share, go to Google Alerts, type in a keyword, any kind of keyword you want to, and then share that information back onto your LinkedIn. The beauty of it is you're already getting the most popular information that people want to read. All you're doing is sharing it on your LinkedIn, in your LinkedIn. So that's Google Alerts. Okay, one of the other things you want to remember is if you have something in your email or you have something in social, when you're in social, like in LinkedIn, you want to ask people to join your email list. And in Constant Contact, they're under contacts and their sign-up tools. There is a link to your sign-up form. So what you can do is go into LinkedIn, copy that link, put it into LinkedIn, and ask people to join your email list. If you have been posting interesting and relevant content in LinkedIn, people are going to naturally want to gravitate towards your email and your email marketing and see what you're offering there. Whenever you put out an email, the stories, the information that you have in your email, make sure that you share them on the social side of the house. You want to share it back into social. So you're doing two things. One of them is you're sharing the information between the two social sites so both social sites get them. And the other thing that you're doing is you're telling people about your email. I kind of got lost on that one. So you kind of see the point that I'm trying to make. Share them between the two of them. Okay, tip number 3, keep track of information. LinkedIn has something that works like a Rolodex. Keep in mind, this is about keeping information about other people. So if I go to somebody's profile, somebody that I know, I just went on and grabbed mine, and I'm on their profile, over on the bottom right-hand side, there is a little box there that says Edit Content Info. That's directly opposite where you can create your custom URL. So you click on Edit Contact Information, and this will open up a box underneath your picture. And it's a pretty big box. And the information in this box, you can put information about you can put other people's information in under their profile just for your use. Let me see. Let me go out to LinkedIn real quick, and let me go to one of my connections, and I'll show you what I mean. I'm live on LinkedIn now, and I'm going to bring up one of my connections. I think I'm going to bring up one of my connections. Okay, let's bring up Michelle. Michelle's a good friend of mine. I'm going to go back down. I'm going to click on Michelle. Now, when I get to Michelle's profile, her contact information is over on the left side. But what I can do is I can click on her contact information and open it up. I can select edit this contact info, and if I have an address for her, I can go in and I can type in her address and it will stay there. And so I'm going to click on add, and now it's stayed there. Now, I did not make a change to her profile. Her profile stays the same. This is my Rolodex. This is not for anybody else to see. One of the reasons that I bring this out is I was doing a seminar one time, and someone came up and said, somebody just told me to be careful on LinkedIn because other people can go in and change your contact information. And I researched it and found that no, they can't change your contact information, but they can add information about you in their own LinkedIn account. It's kind of weird, but it's a um, that is, I was reading a question that had just popped up. I was trying to do two things at once. So that is like your Rolodex that you can put information in about people, um, and keep it for your own use. So this is like a LinkedIn Rolodex. Again, all it is, edit contact information from people's personal profile or from their profile page, and then edit contact. You'll edit the contact information within that, and then that is like your own personal Rolodex. Okay, control your account. Let's talk about this. This is another tip. The reason I bring this up is because I have had people use their work email on their LinkedIn. They didn't think about it, went to another job at another company, and when they left their previous job, they cut off their email. So you can't get email notifications. So I'm going to show you where to change your email address, and this is what LinkedIn uses to send you messages, is this particular email address. And I would suggest you having a private email address unless you own the company. So go in the upper right. On the far right side is your picture. When you scroll over your picture, you'll get a drop-down menu that says Accounts and Settings. Second one from the bottom is your Privacy and Settings, and you want to click on that. You want to manage those, and this is what pops up. This is trick number 3. Over on the left-hand side, underneath your picture, is your primary email. I own my company, ASM Omaha, so I'm okay with that. But you can change or add a primary email there if you like. This is where you do it. If you're thinking about leaving a company, change this so you don't lose your LinkedIn account. Okay, also down at the bottom, privacy controls. Kind of look through these privacy controls. These are things that change how people, what people can see on your LinkedIn page. Keep in mind, you're a marketer, so you want people to find you, but there may be information that you don't want people to find about you. Okay, I wouldn't worry about the first, second one. Select who can see your activity feed. My assumption is that if you are using your LinkedIn for business, that you're going to want people to see your activity feed, so I leave that alone. See what others see when you've viewed their profile. This is where you would go in. This is where people go in and change themselves to anonymous, or they change who they are. So it's how other people know when they open up the who's viewed your profile. It will tell them in there either who you are, that you're a LinkedIn member, or it'll just say that you're anonymous. Turn on and off how you rank. That's up to you. Select who can see your connections. Okay, this is something that, to me, going through everything in here, this is something that I would say it depends on whether you want people to see your connections. I had a person one time that I connected with. He was an insurance person that called me about 3 days after he had connected with me, asking me about people that I was connected to because he wanted to market to them. And I wasn't real happy about that. I do have my connections open. People can see my connections. I'm just guarded about who I connect with. And go on down through those. Just get familiar with those. That's the biggest thing on that side. Then when you go to the other side, you can set up Twitter to when you post on LinkedIn. It also posts on Twitter. I suggest doing that, because then every time you post, it'll post in 2 places rather than just one. And WeChat, I'm not sure what that is, but underneath your settings are your helpful links. If you want to, you can come in here and edit your profile right from this area. And remember, all I did was scroll over my picture at the top, and it brought down my privacy settings, and that's where we are, is in privacy settings. Okay, the next thing, establishing and prospecting. This is your company page. Real quick, setting up a company page. I'm going to go through this real quick. Well, let's okay, company page, go to where your picture is, back to its accounts and settings. This is where we got to your privacy settings. Click on company page and manage, and on the right hand, whoops, they changed it. I'm going to have to figure it out and get back to you guys. Nope, there we go. Okay, occasionally what happens in social media and on social media sites is that they'll change where things are. Your company page, setting up your company page is something that was changed from the last time I've been here. Okay, what I did was I selected interests and I clicked on companies. What that will show me is the companies that I'm interested in and that I'm connected to. I clicked on that. Now on the right hand side is create a company page. It is free to create a company page, and what I would suggest is go ahead and create it. When you click on it, it'll say company name and your email address, and then you have to verify that you're the official representative. I would say set up your company page. If you don't have one, set it up. If nothing else, just to get your name before somebody else does. Okay, if there's a company that you want to get into, this is how you'll do it. At the very top, what I did in the search bar is I typed in ConAgra. And when I typed it in, it'll automatically pop up different types of ConAgra. People who work at ConAgra, people who used to, jobs at ConAgra. And then it has ConAgra Foods, and there's a food production. It's a food production, 10,000 plus employees. And so that's what I want, is that ConAgra. So I click on it, and this will come up. Keep in mind, you're prospecting. You want to get into a company that you are having a hard time getting into. So the company page comes up, and if you look over on the right-hand side, LinkedIn tells you how you're connected to ConAgra. And I have 1 first-degree connection, 749 second-degree connections, and you can do this with any company. There's also a See All button down in the bottom right-hand side. If I click on See All, it takes me to this page. These are all the people that work at ConAgra. As a matter of fact, there are 8,713 people who worked at ConAgra, and do you think out of those 8,700 people you could probably find someone you're connected to or that could give you an introduction? So keep that in mind. Also, what I did was I clicked on Michael Miller's Connect button. Whoops, I'm sorry, Paul Scolin's Connect button, and the invite was sent to him. If I click on the dark blue arrowhead right next to invite sent, or if I click on the arrowhead next to connect, this is the box that will come up. It is save, get introduced, send in mail, share, or find references. So I can choose to do one of those functions if I'd like to also. I just want to let you know what's there. These are little things to kind of look at. Whenever you meet and greet, first off, make an impression with people. Get their names, business card, write it down. Go to LinkedIn, connect with them. This is trick number 3. Connect with people and then follow up with a note. This is how you would connect. At the top, type in their name. The names will come up. I chose Bridget Myler and I clicked on her name and it took me to her profile. The next thing I'll do is select connect. And what LinkedIn will more than likely ask me is, how do I know that person? And I'll say, whoops, how do I know that person? And I'll have to check either she's a colleague, a classmate, we've done business together, and then LinkedIn will send her a connect invite. It doesn't send her, it doesn't automatically connect with her. It says, hey Bridget, Mike Bitter wants to connect with you. Okay, let's talk about becoming a groupie real quick. And I'm going to kind of go through this quick so we can talk about email marketing. I went to the top, I clicked on interests because what I'm doing is I clicked on interests and then groups. These are all of the groups that I'm connected to. So it tells me what I'm connected to, but if I go to the top, just to the left of search groups, that white box there, the search box, and I click that little down arrowhead, like I said, there's these little tiny things all over the place that there's information in them. And I go to that down arrowhead, I can click on groups, and then I can search for just groups. If you notice the icon changed, and I want to find out about networking in Omaha, so I'm looking for groups in Omaha that do networking, and you can see that a bunch of them popped up. I hit the search button, and this will come up. This page will come up that has all of the groups. It tells a little bit of information about the group, how many discussions they have, how many members, how many of those people are in your network, how many of those people that are involved with them are somewhere in your network. So it kind of gives you an idea of what people are, that you're connected with, what groups they belong to. So we're back to groups. These are my groups, and I'm going to click on the Metro Omaha Networking and Tips group, and this is what will come up whenever you click on a group. It talks about, there are posts in there. It tells you who the members of the group are, and whenever you post into a group that you belong to, everybody in that group gets a notification that there's a new discussion. So it's a great way to get in front of people. Okay, connecting with friends, what I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and skip through this. I have one other thing that I want to show you, and then we're going to do the power of the inbox. I want to get to that today, but there's one other thing I want to show you in LinkedIn that I think is really, really important. If you go to network, in LinkedIn, I'm going to click on network, my network, I'm going to click on my connections. If you LinkedIn, there is a way to get the email address for every person you are connected to in LinkedIn. This is how you do it. I clicked on my network, I clicked on connections, I'm in my connections area. On the far right-hand side of the gray rectangle where it says connections, on the far right-hand side is a gear. So, or a cog, and it says settings. If you click on settings, over on the right-hand side is advanced settings. Click on export LinkedIn connections and export it into a .csv file. All I have to do is hit export, and it will give me everybody that I am connected with. It'll give me their name, their phone number, their email address, so you can send an email to anybody that is in your that you are connected with. So I worked with a company for about 2 years that what they did was they went into every person in their profile, copied their email address and pasted it to an Excel spreadsheet, and then they uploaded that Excel spreadsheet to Constant Contact. They had to go through thousands of profiles because they had so many people they were connected with. So this is a way you can go in, get it in a .csv file, which is very similar to an Excel spreadsheet. So that is how you get emails from all of the people that you're connected with in LinkedIn. That's why connecting is so important. Go to My Network, select Connections, go to your connections, go to the cog on the far right, click on it, advanced settings, export LinkedIn connections, and then export your .csv file. Microsoft Outlook is okay. Download it or export it as a .csv file, and then you can save it as an Excel spreadsheet if you want. You can upload it into an email marketing system. So I just wanted to show you that. I thought that was very important. Okay, the power of the inbox. We're kind of shifting gears here. We're going to talk about email marketing. I take that back. We're going to talk about successful email marketing. Okay, should your first impression be this or that over on the right-hand side? What you want to do with email, you're pretty familiar with this. Most everybody has Constant Contact that's on the line. Is if you just look at the two emails, you can see which is easier to read and which is more, or which I should say is easier on your eyes. And the biggest thing is you want to brand yourself like they've done Southside Cycling. So when people open it up, they see your brand. They see your name right away. And then you need to have consistent branding between all of your products, all of your social sites. So email marketing is delivering professional email communications to an interested audience. These are people who have signed up for your email list. That's why it's so important to connect with people who you already have a relationship with, whether it's your business relationship or a personal relationship or somebody that you're prospecting with. And you want to have interesting and valuable information. If your information is not interesting and valuable, people either are not going to read it or they're not going to open up your next email. This is what some people have said about email marketing. It boosts repeat business, and I totally agree with that, because when you connect with people, you stay top of mind, especially when it's interesting and interesting information that people are reading. It gives you repeat business. People keep coming back. You can increase awareness not only about your own business, but also about your products. Let people know what kind of a product you have. Give them some in-depth information. If there was something that was written in an article or in the Wall Street Journal or a magazine about your product or the benefits of your product, use it. Share it with people. Revenue and profits, it drives revenue and profits. We have found that more times than not, and that's why we use email marketing in our business model. But first thing is we got to harness the power of the inbox. So these are things that we're going to go through. Why email marketing? The biggest thing is marketing has changed. Marketing used to be you would find as many people as you possibly could, you put them into your funnel, you try to convert them in the middle, and out of 5 people you drop into your funnel, you may be able to get a couple of people that you can actually market to, or that will actually buy your product. They'll stick with you. This is what's happened nowadays through social media marketing, through email marketing, through building that relationship with people, because people may not buy today, they may not buy tomorrow, but 2 things are going to happen. One day they're going to need your product or service, and I know for a fact they know people who need your product and service. So by building that relationship, that's how you're finding people. You're posting interesting and relevant information, not only in your email, but in LinkedIn, and you're letting people know that it exists. For instance, in Constant Contact, they have a function now where after you either schedule or after you send out your email, Constant Contact will also post it in your Facebook, your Twitter, and your LinkedIn for you. So it's another way of building that relationship with people, letting them know you have you are sending out a newsletter. So there's fewer people that you have to find. They become your advocates. You're converting more people, and now you're keeping in even more because you've built that relationship, and relationships equal income streams. I have a lot of people who will tell other people about my products and services because I've built a relationship with them, so they're more willing to share with other people about me. Engagement is the new word of mouth. It's about engaging with people, building that relationship. If somebody says, hey, loved the article that you wrote the other day, thank you, I appreciate it. And look at all the different ways you can engage nowadays. And there are tools that will connect them all together. For instance, Constant Contact will connect your email with your Facebook, your LinkedIn, and your Twitter. And there's other ways to connect things together also. This is why it matters. Repeat customers buy more. 81% of the people say that they're likely to make an additional purchase because they've gotten a targeted email, an email that people intentionally sent to them for an intentional reason. When you build an email, make sure that you have a goal for that email and objectives, so you stick with those so your email can be as targeted as possible. Consumers are 71% more likely to make a purchase based on a social media referral. Keep that in mind. If somebody refers you, somebody talks about you, and especially when they talk about you favorably in social, if they talk about you favorably, say on Facebook, maybe what you want to do is copy that comment and also put it on LinkedIn and say, I want to thank this person for the great comment that they made about our business. Email, 80% of business to consumer small businesses say loyal customers are the #1 way they grow their business. That is the best way to do it, and you get loyal customers through relationships, and email is a great way to do it. Here's some reasons that regular email doesn't work. The biggest one that holds me back, that stops me with things like this, is you can only send a limited number of emails at once. Outlook will only let you send so many. Gmail and Yahoo, I believe they let you send maybe up to 500. Also, there's no traceability. I can't tell you from a Microsoft Outlook email how many people opened that email. And if there's a link in it, like you notice about halfway down in this email, there's a link. If you have a Microsoft email, it will not tell you who clicked on that link or how many people clicked on that link. So that's the beauty of having an email marketing system. Okay, growing a healthy list. It's all about how, and where you ask. And yes, you have to ask for permission. Some permission is implied. Implied permission is that if you give me your business card, you're also giving me permission to contact you through email. There's some other things. If I offer you something for free, there's a possibility it's implied that I will use the information that you gave me. But you marketers also have to have an opt-out. Constant Contact has an opt-out function where if somebody no longer wants your email, they click the opt-out function, which in Constant Contact it is safe unsubscribe. When they do that, it takes them off your email list. So it keeps you from getting spam complaints. Constant Contact also has a text to join, and you can use that to collect contacts. Contacts. Mine, I can't remember what mine is, but I have one that I can use with people. I can say, hey, like this one, text Salon Bella. I can't, and all of this is free, and it's under sign-up tools and Constant Contact. So that's another way that you can grow your email list. Also, give them a reason to join. Maybe it's going to be ongoing education or, well, let me put it this way. What we found with people is whenever they are looking at you, listening to you, reading something, watching a YouTube video, they're listening to WIIFM. What's in it for me? They want to know, what am I going to get for my time? Am I going to get an ebook, a white paper? Are you going to update me on what you're doing, especially if you have a social funding like Kickstarter or Indiegogo? Let people know how things are going. How much money have you raised? How is development going? VIP preference is another good way. One of the things with content that you want to remember is that you write for your audience. What do they want to hear about? What is interesting and relevant to them? Camp Unleashed. Want to put a smile like this on your dog? That is about them. It's about their animal. And well, it's about their pet. It's about their best friend. So it's not about getting people to use your product and services. It's about putting that smile on your dog's face. Use links in your marketing. Have at least one or two links in your marketing that takes people either to your website, a piece of information, a PDF. We have done studies on links in email, and when there is one link in an email, we get the most clicks. Two links, it starts dropping off. But whenever you put a link in your email in Constant Contact and someone clicks on it, Constant Contact will tell you how many people clicked on it and exactly who clicked on it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this out of the way. I don't know how that got moved down like that, but I figured before I start talking about turning questions into content, I'll move that so we can read it. So there are questions out there. Instead of saying, so how do I ensure my pipes won't burst for winter? Answer them. Here's 5 ways to protect your pipes. Here's your top 3 mileage deduction questions, the answers to them. Red or white, 5 simple wine pairing tips. Okay, if you notice, the content on the right all has numbers in it. That's intentional. People are attracted to numbers. 10 ways to sell more tickets for your next event. Just things to consider when you're building content. Also, working with photos. Make sure it's the right size. It doesn't gobble up your email. It doesn't become the singular focus unless that's what you want it to do. Definitely avoid copyright issues. Be careful about using another picture. If you can, use your own photos or stock images. I know about this. I've gotten in trouble for it before. I copied an article. I copied about one paragraph from an article, posted it in my blog to send people back to the article. I grabbed the picture and the picture was copyrighted and I got a bill for using that picture. I don't know how they found out. All I know is that they did. Stock photo sites, Big Stock, Stock Vault, free images. A lot of times what I'll do is go to Google and say free dog pictures, free mountain pictures to find them. Mobile friendly, don't forget about mobile. Select a mobile friendly template. Make sure your brand is consistent everywhere across all of your sites, between your website, your email, Facebook. I don't know about you, but I've been hijacked before, and that's the last thing you want somebody to wonder about is, are they still connected with you? And you want to get your email open. 4 reasons to pay attention. It takes 2 seconds for people to decide whether they're going to open your email. The first second they look at who it's from, the second they look at the subject. If neither one of those are familiar, interesting, or relevant, chances are you've lost them. Don't forget about good timing, and there's also easy share options. Identify your purpose. Again, people are listening to WIIFM asking what's in it for me. Use teaser text, but don't lie, don't stretch the truth. I got several emails from a person, I got 2 or 3 emails that said, hey, let's go to breakfast sometime. And I opened it up and all he's doing is selling me on insurance. Nothing about us going to breakfast. I disconnected from him. I got off his email list. I don't like that kind of thing. But use teaser text like with Half Moon Yoga. Acro Yoga at 10,000 feet. You in? Aspire to higher ground. So something rather than, here's your newsletter. Timing, whatever you promised. Keep the promises. If you say weekly, make sure you have a weekly email. If you say monthly, make sure you put out a monthly email. Coordinate timing. What we found is Tuesdays and Thursdays, sometime between 10 and 3, but test to see when the best time for you is. Emails with social sharing buttons increase click-through rates by 158%. Use the share bar. You see it. You can see it in this email, the share bars. Add social buttons, and then make sure you track everything that you're doing. Constant Contact will track how many sends you had, how many emails, how many people you sent your email to. It will tell you how many people opened your email. It's just a great way to keep track of things. And I'm going to be doing an email marketing class. I believe it's tomorrow, another webinar, email marketing webinar. If you go out to asmomaha.com, it's on my calendar, and I'm going in depth into email marketing. That was click-throughs. And now to put it all together, your customers love you. You already have an advantage, but there's 3 things you need to do to get started, 3 simple steps. Get your contact list together, even if it's just a handful of people. Send 1 email. Hit send. Get it out. Even if it's just to 5 people. You'll see how easy it is and see what happens, and then do more of what works. This is what small business is, nurturing relationships. You deliver on your promise, and what you want is measurable results. You want people to take action that you can actually measure. You can do it. One toolkit, one login, Constant Contact, I showed you at the beginning, has a lot of different products that they offer. Okay, Constant Contact is offering a 60-day free trial. If you go to asmemailmarketing.com, you can sign up. Anyone that signs up, they get a free custom template for your email. You can sign up online or add a star to your form to get a call/email. And email marketing with Constant Contact starts at $20 a month. So you can't hardly beat that. Resources. If you want to find out more about my seminars that I have coming up, go to asmomaha.com and choose calendar. We talked about the 60-day free trial. One other thing that I wanted you to see is socialquickstarter.com. Constant Contact has put that together. Social Quick Starter has information about social media marketing, email marketing. There's more information there about LinkedIn. It's a really cool place to go. One other thing, we are having a Facebook online workshop. It's called Growing Your Business with Facebook. It starts January 20th. It is 1 hour a week for 4 weeks. We talk about company pages, analytics, groups, advertising. We talk about a whole lot of things. I'm online. It's a two-way conversation. I'll answer any questions you had from the information that I gave you from the week before. This is all about making you successful. So there is a charge for that. I think it's like $49 if you sign up by the 15th. And that's it. We're back to where we started, back with Mike Bitter. And I want to thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. Feel free to get in touch with me if you would like. And I hope to see you on future events. Go forth and be prosperous. If you have any questions, get in contact with me. Take care. Bye.